I had a Satori moment 2 days ago, and this is a video of me explaining what I experienced. So there were two things which I experienced, first before the Satori and after the Satori, right? So before it, I had a realization, and the more I pondered about that realization eventually spiraled into a full-on Satori or Kenjo or awakening, whatever you wish to call it. It was that, right? It was like I finally figured out who I was at the very core. Basically, I no longer identified with the ego, the identity, my body, or anything like that, right? Like, if you have experienced something like that, you know. If you haven't, well, you probably have heard tons of descriptions about it, right? So, let me just recall what happened, right? So, before the story, I was just pondering about, like, in a sense, I don't even remember that much anymore, but that's basically pondering about my true nature, right? And I came to the realization that whether I experience a Satori or whether I experience awakening or whether I do that, whether I become enlightened or whenever, even if I become God, it does not matter, right? Because I am a human being and I must live life and I have fun as a human being, right? I think if you are watching this video, you are also a human being, Maybe, hopefully, you're not like a dog or anything, like, hopefully not. And if you're a human being, just be a human being. Enlightenment or all of that is like super cool and all, but like, I have had like a lot of Satori moments in my life, right? But what I notice about that is that a Satori moment, it's really not that special. Like a full on awakening, it's not that special. I mean, it is special, but it's like your eyeball, right? Without your eyes, you cannot see. But the thing is, you also have ears, you also have hair, you also have arms and legs and a heart and a liver and a kidney. They're all special, right? But they're not everything. Just like that, the eyeball is very special, it allows you to see, but it's not everything, right? That's a Satori moment. It's like very special. Let me just say that. It's very special, but it's not everything in life. So, when I first had my first Satori moment when I was a teenager, I kept on chasing it over and over again, right? I was like, I don't even remember, like, it was like I was just laying on bed and I was like, whoa. I'm like, what the hell? I got so scared. And then ever since that, for the next 5 or so years, I kept on chasing an experience like that consciously or subconsciously. But then the more I matured, I realized that there's so much more to life than awakening. Like the first awakening is really nice and all, but like it's just there to facilitate your growth further, right? That's it. It's like the best way I would describe it is like, in a sense, it's just there to help you realize that there's a lot more to life, and it's something that allows you to fully identify what your true nature is. And that's it. Once you understand what your true nature is, then the remaining part of your journey is this living life and exploring it, right? You were born as a human to live it. So that's what I was thinking about before I had that subtle, right? And then after it, what I noticed was the thoughts started getting weird, in the sense that I started dissociating more from them, and the more that happened, it just, I'm like, holy shit. And this was really, really scary, because at first it was, whoa, what's this? What's this? What's this? I started thinking without like thinking, in a sense. The best way I would describe it is I started quantum thinking, in a sense. I started to consciously think using my subconscious, if that makes sense. And then for the first few minutes, it was amazing. Then after that, I realized that there's this ego, there's this identity. I'm not this ego or the identity. And the thing is, this ego and identity, they're all going to die eventually, right? It will die. Everything dies. Everything goes away. And that genuinely frightened me. I'm like, okay, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. But the thing is, it's okay to die because everyone dies. It's just normal part of life. You just have to accept it, right? Everything that we do on this path is a way for us to learn how to accept things just the way they are. And once we know how to accept it, then only do we realize, whoa, how fun life is, right? And then, I was like, whoa, I'm gonna die. Oh no, no. And it was scary. However, I got accustomed, in a sense, I got accustomed to the fear and I accepted it. And then after a while, the Satori went away. I'm like, whoa, that was super cool, you know? And then I thought about it. I was like, do I want to experience this all the time? I'm like, no, I do not want to experience the Satori all the time. It's like, because I have so much of other things to do in life, right? Like, there's so much more fun to be had in life, and I don't mean fun in the sense that, oh, wow, there's so much of these attachments. If you're familiar with Buddhist concepts, there's attachment, blah blah blah, like worldly pleasures. I don't mean it in like that. I don't mean in that sense. I mean it in the sense that there is genuine fun to be had in life. That's why you were born as a human being, right? Like, enlightenment is not you transcending duality. It's you integrating non-duality and duality, right? Non-duality, it's just a thing that's there for you to understand duality, and duality is a thing that's there for you to understand non-duality. They work together, right? So, like, what happened is a lot of people understand non-duality, but they don't understand duality. That's where the problem lies. And the second problem is they understand non-duality, they don't understand duality, and they don't understand how they work together. They need to work together. That's why the yin and yang, there's black in the white and there's white in the black. It's simple as that. It's the integration of those two that make it work. It's just fun, Once you integrate it, that's only when your life begins. So yeah, if you're watching this video and you're chasing a Satori, then I don't really recommend it. I mean, because I don't mean it in the sense, oh, it's like a bad experience. It certainly is not, but like the more you chase it, the more you will get away from it, right? Just learn to accept it, and the more you accept it, it'll just come when you're ready. You know, that's just how it works. Or maybe it doesn't. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh no, I'm wrong. Oh no. I'm kidding, but yeah. Just have fun with life and accept life, right? That's what meditation is about. That's what prayer is about. That's what spirituality is about. Just accepting it. And once you do that, you'll be fine. Bye.